Sometimes the best projects begin with something that's been forgotten. These solid steel table components have been sitting in my workshop for quite a while. They were spare parts from the shop fitting company I work for, and instead of seeing them go to waste, I kept thinking they deserved a second life. Eventually, an idea started to take shape. A handcrafted round dining table, inspired by Japanese design. But before I can build the tabletop itself, I need a way to make it perfectly round. So in this episode, I'm building a circle cutting router jig that will become one of the key tools for this entire series. I wanted this jig to be capable of producing tabletops up to around 1.5 metres in diameter. So I cut a piece of plywood measuring 800mm long by 200mm wide. The width was chosen to suit the router's base plate, giving it enough support on either side to stay stable throughout the cut. With the blank prepared, I marked the centre line down its entire length. This will eventually house an adjustable pivot bolt that slides backwards and forwards, allowing me to set the exact radius for whatever size tabletop I'm making. With the base plate and centre line marked out, it was time to machine the adjustment slot. Using a 16mm straight router bit, I cut a groove down the centre of the jig to a depth of around 8mm. This recess is designed to house the washer and nut that will secure the pivot bolt while still allowing it to slide freely along the length of the jig. I chose a 16mm groove because it provides just enough clearance for the washer to move smoothly without binding, making it quick and easy to adjust the cutting radius for different sized tabletops. Using a 6mm straight router bit, I cut the slot down the centre of the jig. This will allow the pivot bolt to slide freely and lock into position at any point along its travel. After carefully measuring, marking and drilling the mounting holes, I used the router itself to machine a recess approximately 10mm deep. This pocket allows the base plate to sit neatly within the jig, creating a snug, accurate fit. A quick test fit confirmed everything lined up exactly as planned, giving the jig a solid foundation for the final assembly. While the jig would work perfectly well as a single rectangular board, I wanted it to feel like a purpose-built tool rather than just a piece of plywood. Using a straight edge, I marked a gentle taper towards the pivot end, before laying out soft, radiused corners to lighten its overall appearance. Thoughtful finishing touches like this make a tool more enjoyable to use, and one that's worthy of staying in the workshop for years to come. With the jig complete, my attention turned to the next challenge, finding the right timber for the tabletop. I wanted a material with character, something that would suit the Japanese aesthetic I had in mind, while giving a second life to timber that might otherwise go to waste. After searching through a stack of reclaimed hardwoods, one species stood out above the rest: red gum. Rich in colour, full of natural character, and with decades of history behind it. It felt like the perfect choice for this project. Combined with a contrasting feature in the tabletop, I knew it had the potential to become something truly unique. The first couple of passes over the jointer revealed something I hadn't expected. Hidden beneath years of weathering was a stunning red gum grain, rich in colour and full of character. At that moment, I knew I'd found exactly the timber I was looking for. Breaking these reclaimed red gum posts down was demanding work, for both me and the saw. Rather than forcing the cut, I took multiple passes, removing a little material at a time to reduce the load on both the blade and the motor. At one point, I noticed the workshop lights briefly dimming as the saw worked its way through the dense hardwood, a good reminder of just how tough this timber really is. Not every piece of reclaimed timber was ready for the workshop straight away. Some of these sleepers had weathered badly over the years, with pockets of surface rot that first needed to be removed before I could see what was hiding underneath. The process was slow, dirty, and physical. I started by using a wire brush to clear away the loose fibres before cutting the heavy sleepers into more manageable lengths with a circular saw. Only then could I begin separating the damaged timber from the sound hardwood beneath. Reclaimed timber always asks for a little more work, but every clean section uncovered felt like another piece of the story waiting to be told. And just when I thought the timber was finally clean, the jointer told me otherwise. Hidden beneath the surface was an old nail that I hadn't spotted until it was too late. By the time I found it, it had already passed through the cutter head, leaving a small nick in one of the blades. After cutting out the damaged section of the timber, I made a decision. From that point on, every single piece of reclaimed timber will be checked with a metal detector before going anywhere near the machines. It's one of the risks that comes with reclaimed timber, but it's also a lesson you only need to learn once. With the process finally refined, every piece of reclaimed timber now followed the same path. First, a thorough clean and inspection with the metal detector. Then cutting each sleeper into manageable lengths, removing any signs of rot, and finally machining each piece until only clean, usable hardwood remained. While the timber preparation continued, I also applied a clear finish to the circle jig, giving it a smooth, durable surface ready for the work ahead. With the jig complete and a growing stack of dressed red gum ready for glue up, The foundation for this project was finally starting to come together. In the next episode, it's time to bring these individual boards together and begin transforming them into a tabletop. I can't wait to see what this reclaimed timber becomes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.